Uh-huh.
Um, but the last week since Thursday, I really haven't done that. So it really is a practice to kind of let go of it all. And then my life is the practice. Like in the
Life
mind,
is the
helping
classroom.
is the classroom.
Yeah, which is such a cool thing to start to realize that we can get drawn into thinking that we have to go to one workshop or one seminar or sign up for one more thing after another, after another, after another.
Yeah.
And so people can start to get addicted to it, just becomes an outer search for the inner truth. And so it doesn't matter. The Course even says many paths, one destination. So there's many spiritual paths. This is but one of many. And it doesn't really matter what path you choose as long as you go deep. Like pick one and go deep, 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 deep into it. Like if Christianity is your path, don't stay on the surface. Go deep. What was Jesus trying to tell us? You know, and there's so much in the Bible that's not helpful. And so you have to, and that's what's beautiful about this is that this is so concise and so clear. But the Bible is loaded with good content. You have to find it though.
Yes.
And then you got to look for the consistency. So, yeah, life is the classroom. Forgiveness is our function. Yeah, the goal is to know true self. So here we are with lesson number 61. I am the light of the world. I'd like you to begin today with your legs up on the wall. Have your head on the bolster. And a wrap of your elbows around the end of the bolster. If doable, you start to slide them under. You can go for the interlock. I know I say it often, but I feel it's important because what I say often is just out in the T position, I'm constantly giving you ways to back off in form so that we can reach deep inside in mind, in spirit. The Course tells us, it says, mind is the activating agent to spirit, where all healing occurs. So we don't get caught up in the form ever. And that's a beautiful thing about the Avita practice is we're constantly working according to the feedback, not because of some outer image or some outer dictate. Slowly turn your head to the left. That's it. Feel the impact. Feel the feedback as you turn. That's it. Once you've found a little feedback, make sure it feels safe on every level, that it's sustainable. Close your eyes and rest. I am the light of the world. Who is the light of the world except God's Son? This, then, is merely a statement of truth about yourself. It is the opposite of a statement of pride, of arrogance, or self-deception. It does not describe the self-concept that you have made. It does not refer to any of the characteristics with which you have endowed your idols. What is an idol but anything we want more of in form? It refers to you as you were created by God. It simply states the truth. And what is that statement? I am the light of the world. The ego will get a hold of that and glorify it and make it special and make it about the individual body and the individual self. The ego will make the assumption that it is the healer, which it's not. Bodies cannot heal. They're not the source of healing. Bring your head back to the center. Good. Change the interlock of the fingers if you have the interlocked. Breathe through the nose, nice and easy. Just settle into this statement that Jesus is telling me, this is the truth. Who is the light of the world except for God's unified Son? If there's a phrase we can rest into, it is this. Slowly turn your head to the right. Paragraph 2. To the ego, today's idea is the epitome of self-glorification. But the ego does not understand humility, mistaking it for self-debasement. Humility consists of accepting your role in salvation and in taking no other. It is not humility to insist you cannot be the light of the world if that is the function God assigned to you. It is only arrogance that would assert this function cannot be for you. And arrogance is always of the ego. What an interesting twist the ego puts on it. The ego would say, I'm not the light of the world. But can you see the arrogance in that statement? Bring your head back to the center. And release your arms down by your sides. Bring the right knee toward the center of your chest. Interlock your fingers over the knee and sink into the shape. For some people, there's very little feedback in this shape. For others, there's lots of feedback. So let's practice humility here, regardless whether it's a lot of sensation, whether it's potentially frightening sensation, whether there's hardly any sensation at all. Let's make it the same. Let a little humility come in and slip past the raucous voice of the ego to the still, quiet voice within that says, I am the light of the world. Jesus said, before Abraham, I am. I amness. Or just I am would be the Reader's Digest version of this statement. Release your leg, put your heel back up on the wall, and bring the left knee toward the center of your chest. Fingers over the top. Sink kindly. Welcome the feedback. Welcome yourself into the shape. Later in the lesson, it says, as many practice periods as possible should be undertaken today, although none need to exceed a minute or two. So basically the idea for the day is just to think of the line often. Think of this truth often. I am the light of the world. Release your leg back up onto the wall. Now, we're going to let the legs part. Maybe mat width, maybe a little more, maybe as wide as your hips and the wall, the space around you allow. Focus on the right leg a moment. Center the right heel on the wall. And then slowly, you might even want to look for a second. You're slowly going to bend the right knee. Let the right heel track in the same line as the leg. The sole of the foot may come to the wall. That's it. Just like that. And if you get to the point where the knee is about 90 degrees, then maybe you toe heel your foot a little bit wider. We don't want the back of the pelvis to wobble or destabilize. The back of the pelvis needs to be nice and even on the mat. And we just have this flexion of the knee, flexion into the hip. If there's little to no sensation here, you may need to start over and scoot in a little bit closer to the wall, like Lisa's doing. There you go. Now you're going to get it. So be sure the sole of the foot is on the wall. That's it. And again, some hips, some bodies have lots of free movement here. So we just work with what shows up. Extend the right leg back out. And in the same manner, bend the left knee and let the heel track in line with the leg. It could drop a little bit to the left or toward the floor. You may get to about 90 degrees and then choose to walk the foot out a tiny bit. Just let the shape work on you. We work with these compressive forces. Now bend the right knee as well. Soles of the feet on the wall. And just let the impact come into the groin, the belly, and the low back. And slide the left leg up and the right leg back up. Bring all 10 toes toward you. Center the heels. Firm your thighs. Extend the knees. And bring the legs together. Good. Rest your legs. Now bring your hands to the bolster and push it away toward the center of the room. Have your hands under if it's doable, on top if necessary. Okay, legs resting. If you scoot it in close to the wall and you feel too close, if the knees feel like they're bending a little bit, then inch back. Open the palms, bring the thumbs a little closer together so that maybe the thumb tips touch. We never put the accomplishment of the form ahead of the feedback. Now lift your chin, throat open, and slowly turn your head to the right. Keep the reach. Keep opening the palms, keep opening the thumbs as you make the turn. And now let the shape become a little more passive. That's it. Paragraph 3. True humility requires that you accept today's idea because it is God's voice, which tells you it is true. This is a beginning step in accepting your real function on earth. It is a giant stride toward taking your rightful place in salvation. It is a positive assertion of your right to be saved and acknowledgement of the power that is given you to save others. Do you get a sense of the magnitude of this idea for today, this truth of who we are? The incredible importance in recognizing I am. Together we are the light of the world. It is a positive assertion of your right to be saved and an acknowledgement of the power that is given you to save others. It's like being thrown a life buoy. We don't realize that we're drowning. We don't realize we're groping in the darkness. This is a life buoy. You put it around yourself, and then you're able to also help and save others. It's what we're here for. Nose high, slowly turn through the center. Reactivate your arms. Press the tips of the thumbs. Open the throat. Make the turn through to the left. I am the light of the world. You will want to think about this idea as often as possible today. Paragraph 4. It is the perfect answer to all illusions and therefore to all temptation. What is temptation but the ego desire to make the dream real? It brings all the images you have made about yourself to the truth and helps you depart in peace, unburdened, and certain of your purpose. Oh, why am I here? I'm here to learn that I am the light of the world. Bring your head back to the center and release your arms to your sides. Bend the knees, push yourself back. Stretch your arms, stretch your legs. When you're ready, roll onto one side, push yourself up, find a comfortable seat. All right, sitting comfortably, eyes closed. It suggests that each practice period begin with these 3 sentences. I am the light of the world. That is my only function. That is why I am here. My function as the light of the world must precede everything else I do. It's the foundation, it's the inspiration for everything else I do. Because salvation, and as we'll learn through forgiveness, is my only function. Do that and I'm totally taken care of. It says in paragraph 6, be sure to begin and end the day with the practice period. See if when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you can do is to have this line or an acknowledgement of pure love or an acknowledgement of the truth. Thus, you will awaken with an acknowledgement of the truth about yourself, reinforce it throughout the day, and turn to sleep as you reaffirm your function and your only purpose here. These 2 practice periods may be longer than the rest, the one in the morning, the one at night, if you find them helpful and want to extend them. And lastly, paragraph 7, today's idea goes far beyond the ego's petty views of what you are and what your purpose is. As a bringer of salvation, this is obviously necessary. This is the first of a number of giant steps we will take in the next few weeks. Try today to begin to build a firm foundation for these advances. You are the light of the world. God has built his plan for the salvation of his Son on you. Yeah, let's just bathe in that importance and power. Maybe the concern is what I'm going to accomplish at work today. Or maybe the concern is I don't have a job. I don't know what kind of career I want to get into. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Well, now you do. Put this on the front burner and all else will be taken care of. As an outer expression of the true light and love that is what we are. Bring your hands to your heart. Namaste.
Namaste.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks, Lisa.